This week on Machinery PTV, a long line of vintage orange equipment. Big Iron Auctions hosts this Tell City, Indiana sale with some outstanding Allis Chalmers classics. The Farmall F20 still gets around but never left the farm. And Pete visits with the folks at Sullivan Auctioneers to discuss the challenging auction business.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. No other cornhead works like a Drago or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see for yourself. Protect Systems, it's what professionals choose to clean, polish, and protect their equipment. Protect Systems products are easy to use and provide consistent professional results every time. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America. Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV, coming at you this week from far southern Indiana, just outside of Tell City. And I tell you what, this is going to be quite a sale. Now it's an online auction by our great friends at BigIron.com. And I tell you what, talk Allis Chalmers if you love orange paint, folks. Vintage four-wheel drives featured on the show today, including a 1982 4W220. The online bid on this thing is almost at a record level already, so stay tuned. But first, it's time for Share Your Legacy, brought to you by Big Iron Auctions.
Recently, we traveled to Central Missouri, where we catch up with the Gregory family, whose Hereford cattle operation dates back to a wedding gift in 1932.
Are we ready? Yeah, we're getting the mud. Say hello. There, oh, look at Daddy feeding them over, isn't he? And we got to make sure the boys are happy today, don't we? We've been up in northern Pettis County since probably back early 1930s. We are a cow-calf row crop operation, raising registered polled Hereford cattle.
Registered polled Hereford cattle are, I feel, the best thing in the world. They're gentle, they're very well behaved. I can put my girls out in a pen and I don't have to worry.
My grandfather, whenever he got married, as a wedding gift, received a Hereford cow. That was their wedding gift.
Polled Herefords are something that's just in our blood. We love it. They're friendly, they're beautiful, and they're just wonderful animals to have in our backyard.
My grandfather and him had horned Hereford and started breeding the horns off of them. And we have just continued with the polled side of it ever since. This is a show box that goes back to my grandfather, E.H. Gregory. It was what he used to use back showing cattle whenever he was younger and showing my father, my uncle. This is what they used when they showed. Peace of the family. You know, this is part of the family. This is who we are. If it's survived this long, it needs to be out where it's seen.
Being a Gregory is amazing. It's all about the legacy. It's about family. I was one of the fortunate ones. Since I'm the oldest, I got to know great-grandpa. I knew grandpa. I know my dad. I see where our family's going. It's wonderful. We're always there. We support each other through the good, the bad, the thick, the thin.
Fortunate with the daughters right here at the farm. They're here working, the son-in-laws. And, you know, we can't forget the grandkids. You know, they are right here working. They've got right out there feeding cows with me, doing stuff. I mean, anything with that they're here doing it. I love my wife. I love my kids, my family, my farm. How much better life do you want?
For over 40 years, Big Iron has been America's trusted name in auctions. From farm equipment to real estate, to livestock and classic cars, we offer full service support to all of our sellers. In 2022, Big Iron acquired Sullivan Auctioneers in an effort to elevate the level of service provided to our customers. Both companies sharing similar small town origins, our stories begin the same. Combined, our over 80 years of experience has established best practices to better serve our customers in the online auction space. With our large online selection of equipment, engaged bidder base, and full service approach, we take pride in consistently exceeding our customers' expectations. Big Iron Auctions and Sullivan Auctioneers. Truly, we are better together.
Today, when you're looking for a way to harvest more corn, you can count on Drago to get the job done. With self-adjusting deck plates, more aggressive gathering chains, and longer knife rollers for less ear bounce, Drago corn heads make every hybrid yield better. You'll like their durability too. No other corn head works like a Drago, or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone.
I'm here with John Witter. You have quite a new solution that is going to have a lot of interest, I think, from the farm side and the dealer side.
The system allows us to restore paint back to or better than factory new condition, and most importantly, we can seal and protect that paint so that we do not have to polish it again. The product bonds to the paint and just wipes off with a beautiful finish and shine.
The difference in that's amazing.
It's pretty easy to see which side you'd like, right?
Yeah.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-317-7966. Again, that's 800-317-7966.
Hey folks, I'm here with Connor Rooksbury, District Manager with Big Iron here in the southern part of Indiana. And Connor, when your boss Ron Stock there, one of the owners of Big Iron, my friend for many years, texted me and said, Pete, we got this sale coming up in Indiana with some vintage Allis four-wheel drives. I was excited to come out, and boy, our 440 here, this is a unique beast, isn't it?
It is, yes. I think there was only just a little over 1,000 of them made.
I think, yeah. That's what your Big Iron research was showing us, 1,033, and they were made kind of 73 to 77-ish.
Yep, that sounds
now,
right.
We don't know what year this one is, do we?
We don't. We did a little digging on it, and it took us about an hour to figure it out, but the serial tag was actually in the cab, and we don't know what happened to it. We couldn't find it, and we ended up, we got the serial number off the motor is what we ended up doing, which doesn't tell us a whole lot. But as far as the motor goes, it does have the triple nickel Cummins in it.
Very cool.
It's a 555, and it's a V8. Which, like I say, Cummins do not make very many V8s. Most of them are inline 6s, and it's also got the Eaton 10 transmission in it.
Well, that V8 that makes that bit, it's like a chrome stack, isn't it?
Yep. And now I will say this did have, when it's running, you probably saw in the listing, it does have a little bit of a fuel leak.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure where it's coming from, but I mean, I can't imagine it would be too.
Well, Connor, I have to say, I just, over the years following you guys at BigIron.com, I just, again, know how you guys roll. Calling out issues like that, I know is huge for you guys.
Yep.
Can you speak to that, the importance to let buyers know of issues there?
Well, I mean, the main thing about that is it just goes to show we protect our buyers and our sellers. If there's an issue on something and our reps, if they don't catch it and the buyer shows up and they see it, they can disclose, or it wasn't disclosed, they have the chance to dispute that and actually either get it fixed or get their money back or whatever.
Right. Well,
we guarantee everything we sell.
Folks, more vintage four-wheel drive muscle for you here on this amazing auction by our friends at BigIron.com in Tell City, Indiana. Connor, we have a pair of 8550s. I think we have a 78 and a 79, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, now the 78, kind of an interesting history on it. Can you share?
Now, the TAC only shows about 1,700 hours, I believe it is. You know, I can't guarantee that's correct, but I believe it to be, because when we showed up, this tractor was sitting in the corner of the barn behind you.
Yep.
And he bought, I mean, the guy just loved orange. If he saw it, he had to have it.
Yep.
He bought the thing, he pulled it in the shed, and it sat there for 15 years.
Wow.
One night, I stayed here till about 8, 9 o'clock, and before I went to the hotel, and I got a battery in it, and I got it running. And so that's why it's sitting out here in the line.
Literally, the story was that Merle bought it and kind of brought it home and just never used it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He had, there was a select few of these tractors that he did use, but a lot of them he just had them just because he collected them.
Sure.
That's just what he liked to collect. So
now, Connor, when I look at the other 8550 here, and this one's a 79 model.
Yes.
Pretty cool on the cab there, the glass in memory of, that was Merle's brother Earl.
Yes, yep, that was his brother Earl. They farmed together,
okay.
And Earl ended up passing before Merle did.
Right. Have you had experience, Connor, on situations like this where two of a model sell on one auction? How that generally tends to work?
Here, honestly, I really haven't here in Indiana. I mean, we haven't, I mean, it's not every day you come across a collection like this, and
it's one thing to sell two like 4020s, which is cool, but two 8550 Allis, this is really going to be fun to watch.
Yes, it is.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale.
You can't spell farm without us. Farmers deserve an ag lender invested in their success and the future of their operations. That's ARM. Ag Resource Management has the experience you want in a lender. Operating lines, crop insurance, real estate loan, and equipment leasing services. Our proven local team works with you to keep you growing this season and for seasons to come. We finance agriculture differently. Call or visit us online to find a true partner at ARM.
From the maker of Dakota Shine comes the power of foam. Simply foam on, let sit a few minutes, and power wash it off. Cuts your wash time in half and doesn't hurt electrical sensors or controls. Use on your largest, dirtiest equipment or on your late model pickup. Neutralizes and washes away road salts and farm chemicals. Call 888-996-7801 or order online at dakotaaginnovations.com or visit your local farm store to pick up the power of foam.
I'm a hairdresser, I'm a beauty expert, I'm Ken Pavis. I grew up really insecure. My mom was always there for me and always reminded me and told me that I was enough. I always dressed her up. Today, it's just a little bit different. We received a phone call confirming that my mom had ALS. It really felt like, to me, a death sentence, so we avoided it until now. I'm grateful that it's me that gets to be with her every step of the way. It's so beautiful, my mommy. My mom and I have learned to find happiness in ALS. It makes me realize even more what it could never take away from her. And that's her spirit, her inner beauty, and her strength. And the act of finding and recognizing beauty together is still there. I love you, Mama. Together we can end ALS. Please donate today.
Flashing lights. See them, and you know to go slow. Now we put that same technology in the palm of your hand with Lizard Flare. It's the high-tech safety flare with no flame. Lizard Flare uses 15 high-intensity LED strobes that can be seen nearly a mile away, and a powerful magnet that sticks to your car without exiting the vehicle. Look, flares are dangerous, but Lizard Flare won't let you down. A dead battery, an empty gas tank. With Lizard Flare, help is on the way. Lizard Flare Pro has an ultra-bright flashlight too.
Get your Lizard Flare for only $9.99, but wait, Lizard Flare may be discontinued. Due to rising costs, Lizard Flare is stopping manufacturing effective immediately. There is a strict limit of 2 vehicle packs per order. Call now.
This may be your last chance, so call 1-800-904-4750. That's 1-800-904-4750 or visit lizardflare.com now.
What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. Hey folks, I'm here with John Sullivan, Sullivan Auctioneers, and John, it's always a treat to get to catch up with you and visit. And boy, since the pandemic, I mean, your growth rate has just gone, it's just like a rocket ship.
It's just been phenomenal. And first of all, thank you for the compliment. My three sons are the third generation of this company, so I'm really pleased that they're in the business with us. But you know, the growth has been, you know, when the pandemic hit and the state of Illinois, like about every state got shut down, you know, we were like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? As was our sellers and buyers too, you know, everybody did know. But we pivoted basically literally overnight and went to an online only format, and I tell you what, we've never looked back. We have had, the sales have been phenomenal, prices, the bidder participation. The buyers love being able to do all this online. They don't have to spend a day, although we still encourage them to go look at everything ahead of time. We try to have an open house, you know, a day that they can go look at it. But it has just been, and the benefit to the company, the growth that we've seen in the company is nobody could have expected it.
And you mentioned the next generation, your sons, Mark, Matt, Luke, and Michael, Dan's son. Great advice, but can you describe that? Were they having to convince you guys that this is the future?
Well, listen, how would you say you were?
56 and a half.
56 and a half. I'm 63 and a half. So we wanted to move in that direction. We were willing to do it, but we were hesitant. We were cautious. And that young generation, and you mentioned them, you know, Luke and Matt and Michael and Mark. Those young people, they had to convince us somewhat that this was the right thing to do. And so we took small steps, slow steps, and they were successful. And they said, we need to go further, and we just kept going in that direction. And, you know, honestly, I think this is why our company, one of the reasons our company has been successful.
Welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. This week we got a story of a family-owned Farmall F20 from Washington State.
We have the 1935 Farmall that I grew up on. My dad bought this tractor in 1937 and farmed with it until about 61 or 2. And my brother and I both started driving it when we were about 11, 12 years old. And so it's a real heirloom. 99, we moved out here. I wanted a place with enough land that I could build a shop. And once I had that built, I decided I'd go look for it and found it back near Manhattan, right where it had been, with an old collector that had kept it, and it was still running. But it had been used until about 15 years before, and he was still using it to pull stuff around on his collection. And in the late 50s, the last time my dad overhauled it, he had put 4-inch sleeves and up the bore 1/4 inch. And aluminum pistons in it. I had to replace the sleeves and rings, of course, take a couple of thousands out of the shims out of the rods, but it was fine, and then it ran just like new. The original horsepower rating on these with kerosene was 20, which is the F20. But every farmer like my dad had upgraded them when gasoline became available, put on the gas manifold, took off the dual fuel. And then he and a lot of other farmers did what Dad had done, and that's upgrade to those 4-inch sleeves. And they went to 36-inch wheels, took the 28s off, because with that power, you know, they could plow a lot faster with the same amount of gas. It's the original clutch. Nothing has changed in the gear, transmission, all original. Still fine, just like new.
I'm here with John Witter. You have quite a new solution that is going to have a lot of interest, I think, from the farm side and the dealer side.
The system allows us to restore paint back to or better than factory new condition, and most importantly, we can seal and protect that paint so that we do not have to polish it again. The product bonds to the paint and just wipes off with a beautiful finish and shine.
The difference in that's amazing.
It's pretty easy to see which side you'd like, right?
Yeah.
Today, when you're looking for a way to harvest more corn, you can count on Drago to get the job done. With self-adjusting deck plates, more aggressive gathering chains, and longer knife rollers for less ear bounce, Drago corn heads make every hybrid yield better. You'll like their durability too. No other corn head works like a Drago, or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see how you can justify owning a Drago on ROI alone.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but she hates all that mess. Now there's VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up. VacuTrim stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 20 trim settings to shape your beard and tame body hair with no mess. Get VacuTrim with free shipping for only $39.95.
Call 1-800-263-3960. That's 1-800-263-3960 or go to vacutrim.com.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
All right, folks, our feature item on the show today. If you want to talk vintage four-wheel drive muscle, the interest in this 82 Allis Chalmers 4W220 off the charts. Here with Connor Rooksbury, District Manager with Big Iron. Now, Connor, this thing online, we're 6 days out as we film this.
Yeah.
It's already pushing 50K. The highest I've ever seen auction price on a 4W220 is $52,500. So again, this thing is just spinning the needle big time.
It is. You know, this one here is one you really get excited about. I mean, you know, they only made 173 of these things.
Wow.
This here, they started with 1,001 on the serial numbers. Mm-hmm. This is 1,013.
13th
it was
one
the 13th one made.
Wow.
It's got a Cummins, it was repowered with the Cummins. He's got over 30,000 in the motor. Wow. As you can tell, he had the entire tractor stripped down and redone.
Right.
And it was done right. I mean, you know, it wasn't.
The tires.
Yep, brand new tires on it.
Wow.
I mean, you know, this whole collection has just been, you know, a dream. I mean, you know, you see it, but this tractor here is really one you get excited about. Right. You know, I may never see one this nice again.
The Cummins repower was March of 12, so 10 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And again, when you posted a little video clip, pictures on Facebook, shortly before we got down here again, it just went nuts immediately.
Yes.
This big horse, this 4W220, you don't see many, and it looks like this, and it gets people's heart pumping, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And you know, the thing is, after, you know, I don't know exactly how many hours have been put on this since he redid it. Mm-hmm. What I can tell you about it is, though, is after he redid it never did see a field. Mm. He only used it for parades and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty well, the motor and everything is pretty well new.
If you're going to do a parade tractor, do a parade tractor.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Man.
right. That's right. He did it right, awesome. For sure.
So, from what you understand, Merle and his late brother Earl, they were just Allis guys to the core.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. But all these years I've been on social media posting stuff, I could chart out data that would show anytime I post a picture of a sweet vintage Allis, maybe D21 or a, you know, four-wheel drive here, 4W220, the responses we get, the shares and the likes, just they go through the roof. I think that Allis Chalmers community is very passionate. Obviously, you guys are seeing it with the online bidding here, pushing 50 a week out.
I really suspect this collection to really draw in the crowd.
Right. And by the way, that open house for these online auctions, that's really turned into sort of kind of a replacement of sale day, hasn't it? And
in a way, yes, it has. You know, it's kind of a chance for people to come out and meet us and, you know, get to see the equipment. You know, if they've got a retirement they want to list with us, they can talk to us about that. I mean, it's really, you know, it's really kind of a great, you know, I guess you could say it's kind of replaced the sale day a little bit.
Well, folks, we're into season 10 of Machinery Pete TV show now, and a big thank you to all you folks out there for watching all these years. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. I know we sure have had a lot of fun on our end putting the show together for you. And as I sit here and reminisce back to the very first auction that we filmed for the show, it was on June 29th of 2013 in Lenox, Iowa. And it was an auction by Kretzinger Auction. And on that sale were some low-hour tractors, including this 2008 John Deere 8330. It only had 277 hours on it. Wound up selling for $210,000. Now, that stood as the record high auction price on an 8330 tractor for over 9 years until just recently, when we had 2 days in a row had that record beat. And so if we go back to August 17th of 2022, an online farm retirement auction in Alexandria, South Dakota by my good friends at Weeman Land at Auction. Mike and the crew there do a great job always. They sold this 2008 model 8330. It had 1,493 hours on it, brought $225K. So that went $15,000 over the record that had stood for just over 9 years. And then the very next day, August 18th, online farm estate auction in Prescott, Iowa by a great team at Sullivan Auctioneers, sponsors of our show. They sold this 2009 model 8330 with 2,301 hours on it, went for $213,000. So, folks, for the last 15 years, I've compiled 291 auction prices on Deere 8330s, and the two highest that ever sold, 2 days in a row on recent auctions. The market is just so hot, and it's actually going higher by the day. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed our visit to Tell City, Indiana, and our trip down Orange Vintage Muscle Lane. Sure was fun to get up close to these Allis Chalmers four-wheel drive monsters. And a big thanks to our friends at Big Iron for facilitating. And tell you what, how about that 1982 4W220 selling for $51,750, second highest auction price ever on that model. And I suppose I shouldn't call them vintage, I guess, because that makes me vintage, but that's okay. I hope you join this gray-haired auction price guy back here on Machinery Pete TV next week. We'll have a lot more fun. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. No other cornhead works like a Drago or pays you back like one. Visit your Drago dealer and see for yourself. Protect Systems, it's what professionals choose to clean, polish, and protect their equipment. Protect Systems products are easy to use and provide consistent professional results every time. Big Iron Auctions and the Share Your Legacy program, promoting the future of agriculture with amazing legacy stories from across America.